Hello, I'm Faith Brown. I'm the clinical specialist at Sunrise Medical UK and Ireland, and I'm going to talk just for a bit about how to take care of your wheelchair cushion with a fluid insert. This, of course, applies to all the Sunrise Medical cushions with fluid inserts, but I think would be of interest if you had a cushion from another manufacturer that has a similar-ish type technology. Obviously, if it's not one of the Sunrise Medical cushions, check with your own manufacturer for any specifics. It might vary a little bit. Why do we have fluid inserts at the back? This is the inside of a cushion called a J Active Extreme, or JX2 is the very similar equivalent in North America. And the point is, foam is great, comfortable, use it a lot, but foam is always pushing back with a little bit of a reactionary force, whereas when a body is immersed in fluid, the fluid displaces and it really has excellent pressure distribution because there's not the same amount of reactionary force there would be from a foam. Other thing is that with pressure, the two key things that we can do to help control pressure are to reduce the force, so the weight going down to your bum, or help distribute the area that force is over. Well, fluid, I've got a pelvis, which I happen to have one right here. When that is sat in fluid, it really is matching the anatomy quite specifically, so every lump and bump is matched to distribute the pressure through as big of an area as possible. Well, because of that, let's say we use our cushion, right? Get on in the morning, get off, get in the car, back on the cushion, off to the sofa, Netflix, watching whatever you want to watch, back on the cushion, off the cushion, back on the cushion, off the cushion, back on the cushion, off the cushion. Well, over time, all that immersion means that you're starting to sink into the cushion, and a little bit is fine, there's no problem with it, but obviously eventually this could cause so much fluid to migrate out of the way that it's not where it's doing the most benefit. So the gold standard is every day before you get into the cushion, take one moment just to squish it around, that's all you need, and then the fluid's back under your bottom where you're going to get the most benefit out of it. Some of our cushions are designed to allow more migration of fluid than others. If you talk to your specific provider, they can answer your questions about that, and we can obviously provide support as needed as a company. So with the cushions, like any cushions, you want to take a look time to time, make sure it's in good condition, look for signs of wear. The fluid lasts for years and years in most cases, but when you're doing that daily squish, make a note if it's feeling unusually firm, if you have any hard places over many years. That might happen just due to age of materials. Make sure you're not getting any leaking out the back, things like that. The fluid is designed to be stored at temperatures above 5 degrees Celsius. It's okay if it gets a little colder occasionally, if you're outside doing cold weather activities, but as far as storage, it's not recommended that you say leave it in a shed somewhere where it would get really cold, because that's not good for the materials. Additionally, with these cushions, because the cushions that have fluid technology are the higher level cushions, there may be other bits in the cushion, and you should pay attention to what those are and where they go. This is one that's called the J Balance, J Fusion in some countries, and it has some positioners that go at the front that help give support and contouring to match your anatomy, and it has actually a special type of fluid that helps with controlling body temperature to keep the skin cool and help preserve skin in that way. Obviously you want to keep your covers clean. And that's it. With care, fluid-based cushions can last for many years. If you have any questions, get in touch with your local provider or have a look on the Sunrise Medical website in your country. And thank you very much for your time.